Okay, again, it was a terrific team victory for our kids. We knew coming in we had to be really sound in all areas. Had to protect the ball, had to be really sound in the kicking game. When you went back to 2 years ago, it was a kicking game debacle with punt return for a touchdown, another punt return to set up a touchdown. Turned the ball over too many times on offense, and we never really gave ourselves a chance. And I give our kids a lot of credit. They prepared really well. I knew we would compete really hard. And I also understood that we were playing a really good team, and it's on the road, and this is not an easy place to play at. So I couldn't be prouder of our kids. I mean, all three facets were terrific. We were sound. We made every scoring opportunity in the kick game. We didn't turn the ball over once on offense. And we won the turnover margin and obviously stopped all the explosive plays on defense. So it was tremendous team win, and kudos to everybody concerned, coaches, players, everybody. So it feels really good. Feels really good.
You talked about the strategy change about really putting big guys up front and the pressure that you put on Kyle and Jordan.
That was something we definitely wanted to emphasize. These guys have a great rushing attack, as evident through their first 5 games of the season. We knew that in order to beat them, we would have to shut down the rushing attack. So, Coach Cook, Coach Farrell thought it'd be the best interest to move me outside the end, help set some edges, kind of force everything back inside, try to stifle the outside zone game as much as possible, try to force them into doing things they're not necessarily comfortable with, or things that they don't always rely on. So that, and coupled with some injuries that we're working through, but mainly it was just to stop a really good rushing attack.
Oh yeah, talking about injuries, can you talk about how well the other guys stepped up without Woodley and there?
I mean, Jordan stepped up and played a heck of a game. Jordan, a great football player, physical, fast, big body. It's kind of that mentality we have, is just the next man up. We struggled really, really badly in the past with injuries, but I think it's something that we're trying to overcome and just develop that next man up mentality and kind of go forward. But it's just guys are coming up, making plays, and doing enough to help us win games. So it's a good feeling, and we're just going to keep it going.
Obviously, with our rushing attack that Dartmouth had, and they have been kept Tyler clean for most of the season. The offensive line has kind of been a key for them so far. How do you kind of win the battle?
We had we had a great game plan put together. Coach Farrell put together a hell of a game plan. And then, it was just an emphasis all week, trying to get some pressure on him. Kyler, he's a heck of a quarterback. Great completion percentage, makes high percentage throws, is really accurate, and makes smart decisions with the ball. So, we knew in order to win, we'd have to pressure him, make him uncomfortable, make him scramble a little bit, and, try to make him, do things he's not necessarily comfortable with. But, it was just focusing on, getting off the ball quick, being physical, being fast, and just taking advantage of, our positioning and everything else when we can.
Joe, is this what you came to Columbia for?
Absolutely. It was a great time. Obviously a huge win for our program, and I couldn't be more happy. We have a great group of guys, and it sets us up great for the rest of the season, and definitely will ride the momentum into Yale.
Joe, you guys are going for, it seemed like a lot of shorter yardage passes. Can you just talk about what the thought process behind that strategy was?
Yeah, I mean, Dartmouth's a fundamentally sound defense. They don't want to get beat over the top, and that's been an emphasis halfway through the season for them. And just finding completions underneath. And the biggest thing for us is we know how good our defense can be, and obviously you guys saw that tonight. And so it's our job to just protect the football, keep it on our side of the ball, and rely on the run game and get to the playmakers. And so, and that's kind of where we saw some holes in the defense underneath, and we took advantage of it.
One of the things that Dartmouth talks a lot about is being the physical team, which they were last week against New Hampshire. Talk about the physicality. You guys did not get pushed around today. Talk about your physical approach to this game.
at least in the defensive line room, the physicality is something that we emphasize. I mean, Coach Bagnoli emphasizes physicality. Being a blue-collar team, that's kind of our identity. Trying to build this program up and become that blue-collar team that just comes in and just goes for a 15-round fist fight, as Coach likes to say, in games. So we come in. We're just going to stand our ground and say, hey, listen, you can try to beat us with trick plays, speed on the outside, whatever it might be. But when it gets down in the trenches, it's going to be you versus me, and it's going to be me that wins.
In the fourth quarter, toward the end, when the results were kind of already clear, how important was it for you to hold the shutout?
I think it's always important to hold a shutout. Just for just to be able to say you can. The most important thing is we got the win. We came up here, did we need to do to get the win. But I feel like the shutout just is a representation of how well we played, how well the game was planned, and just how we executed. So it was definitely something we like to do.
And Coach, with a 13-0 lead going into halftime, what was your messaging to the team in the locker room?
That was 0-0. Because honestly, we left some points on the board in the first half, so we didn't want that to come back and bite us in the tail. So just play it like it's 0-0, starting with the first drive, and they had the ball, and if they made a statement drive, things were going to get interesting. And luckily our defense, held and forced them to punt, and we kind of flipped field position again, and we were the first team to score. And I think that was critical when you have that kind of margin. So it's either going to be 13-7 or it's going to be 20-0 or 19-0 in this case. So it was huge. It was huge, but you got to play it like it was 0-0 because there's still 30 minutes against a very high-scoring, very explosive team. So it's certainly not over by a long shot.
Talk a little bit about the decision to go for on 4th and 1 at the 47.
Mm-hmm.
You get the touchdown to go up 19-0 at that point.
Yeah, again, we didn't come here to be timid. I tell our kids all the time, we're going to take calculated risk. I got confidence in our kids. I got confidence in our offense. I got confidence in our offensive line. And, we're going to attack. We're trying to attack the whole time. And again, hopefully it sends the right message to your kids that you're in this thing not to try to just hold on and hopefully the other guy screws up, but we're trying to put the game away. We're trying to take control of it. We're trying to strangle them, to be honest with you, and take the game. And that's how we try to, at least that's how I think about it. So it's, again, the same thing at the end of the half, until we got a sack, we were going. We were in a 2-minute, up 13-0. We're trying to score points. That's my mentality. It's like, hey, we got to play. We got guys who can throw, guys who can catch, we can protect. Let's go.
May not be a fair question, but since you've been in Columbia, what are your better wins?
Oh, yeah. Again, I told the kids the other day, I said, every once in a while you got a chance to have a signature win. You got to play against a really good team, and it's got to be, either home or away. But in this case, made it even better because it was in hostile territory. But there are some elite teams, Dartmouth being one of them, that if you want to tell the people that you're in the conversation, you have to have these signature wins, and you don't get too many of those opportunities during the course of a year. And so this was a big opportunity for us, and our kids took advantage of it. And again, we're a different team. You go back to 19, and then it was ugly. It was ugly the other way. So this was a little bit of vindication with everything that we're trying to do and the way we're approaching things. But certainly we've had a chance to make a statement. We had a chance to have a program victory that is significant against a very, very talented 5-0 nationally ranked team, and do it on national TV. So I think there's a lot of things that motivated us, and we're going to play hard anyways, but I think we played even extra hard.